real. They do have a place to come home to.
And they did, right?
Yeah, they sure did.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You raised your children here.
Right.
And then what happened after when they were raised?
They moved away. And then my husband got sick. And then my oldest daughter, Denise, she came home to take care of him. And then I got sick. Then she had two of us to take care of. So she moved back home and put her stuff in storage.
And before that, didn't somebody else live here when she was going to high school? Your granddaughter?
Tasha.
Remember Etosha?
Oh, Tasha, yeah, she went to high school here.
So she lived at, tell that story.
Oh, she wanted to be in the junior ROTC. But her address was wrong. So she couldn't go to all of her school. So she had to get an address closer to the school. So she asked me, could she stay here and use my address? So I told her, sure. I trusted her. She's a good girl. And I went down. I had to be sworn in and all that. And she made it. And she did her 4 years. She didn't do all 4 years here, but she did her 4 years.
She graduated from that school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she lived here during the week and then went home on the weekends, right?
No, she lived here all week. She might have went to visit.
Yeah, but this was her home.
Yeah, this was her home. She had her own room. Yes. And then when she did go home, she thought that room was supposed to still be hers. It took a hard time to explain to her that that was temporarily.
Yeah, this house has a lot of history.
Yes, it does.
How many years have you been here?
I moved here in 72.
1972.
40 years.
40, yeah.
Wow.
And my children's friends, they lived here too. Might as well stay.
Yep.
They came to visit. They ate here. They helped keep the place clean. But they went home and they helped do the shopping. They were all males. No females. And they got along real good.
And these were all your kids?
And their friends. Yeah.
Any boyfriends in there?
We got one.
One?
The nieces.
Yeah. That was kind of nice though, because you could keep an eye on things.
I sure did. I sure did.
Was that your plan?
Yeah, I can see what all of them were doing.
Right.
Nobody didn't have to tell me mine did something around a corner or across. I could see.
Because they were home.
Right.
It sounds kind of like what your mother did with you.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
So I kept an eye on them. And they didn't get in no trouble. And I had one come here just the other day. I think it was Sunday. Came to see me. And he was sitting there talking about how my husband used to treat them. We had a pantry and they would go in and eat. You could get anything you wanted to eat here, as long as you didn't waste it. And he said he still remembers that. And he's 46 or 40, he's 47, somewhere around there. But he don't want me to forget it. Yep.
And the other thing that happened in this house were let's talk about your birthday grilling parties.
You mean outside?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we had barbecues. Yeah, my husband, he set up, he'd call up people and tell me he was going to have a barbecue for me for my birthday. Well, some of them didn't believe him. They thought it was kind of weird. But they'd say they would come anyway. End up with a house full of people. And the men all went out there to barbecue. The ladies, they stayed inside and helped cook. And that happened for a few years. But we had one even before then when we lived in the other house. And they were real nice. Cold. And they put the beer and everything out in the snow.
What time of year was it?
January
Wow.
25th. It was cold out there. You put on your winter stuff. Yeah.
And holidays were big in this house.
Very big.
Yeah. What were the biggest holidays? Would you say?
Christmas.
Christmas?
My husband couldn't stand to see toys sitting on a shelf. He had to try them, and he liked them, and he bought them. This poor house was so full of toys you could hardly walk through it. He did this every year. Ever since they were little bitty kids, he just loved toys.
Did he play with the toys with the kids?
Yes. And he loved food, fruit, nuts, candy. He wanted all that. So we had it all, and I thought everybody else did too. I didn't know no better.
What was your Christmas tradition? Was it to get up on Christmas Day?
Get up on Christmas Day. The kids would get up ahead of us and wake us up. Well, sometimes they'd be them went in the packages and messed up stuff. But we was able to help get it back halfway together.
Did you guys play Santa when they were younger?
Yeah, we played. They didn't see it. They didn't see Santa, but they swore they heard it. She swore she heard him on the rooftop. And she said, listen, hear him? She heard the bells ringing. And I'm looking at my husband, he looking at me, and I don't hear nothing. And my husband said, yeah, listen, hear it? And I said to myself, oh, well, if you say so, okay. But there wasn't no Santa Claus up there. That was just her mind. I think it was the wind chimes on the back porch.
Yeah.
My husband had to go to a party at work.
Oh, that was when they had Christmas Eve parties.
At work.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they bring him home. He was wasted. They lay him on the couch. And everything was done.
Did you mind that?
It was something we did every year.
It was just, part of the tradition, right?
Right. Yeah. And I hang the stockings up. But one year we were poor. I guess you would call it poor. I used his socks.
What?
I used his socks.
For stockings?
For stockings.
Mm-hmm. So they were smaller.
Huh?
They were smaller than regular Christmas stockings.
But they was them long, come up to your knees.
Oh, the tube socks. Okay.
Yeah, tube socks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd hang them on their beds.
Oh, that's cute.
Then when they got older, we had real stockings on the mantelpiece. Mm-hmm. And all the kids got stockings. And we still hang stockings.
How about Christmas dinner? What was Christmas dinner like?
Well, excuse me. Christmas dinner at our house, my father-in-law came to live with us. And he said, as soon as the food got done, you ate. Every time something got cooked, you ate it. You didn't put it all together for Christmas the next day. You ate right then and there, and then you ate Christmas the next day. But before Christmas, you didn't ate everything that I cooked.
So you couldn't prepare ahead?
Yeah, you prepared ahead.
But he ate it?
But you ate some of it.
And then you had to cook more?
No.
Oh!
You heated it up or had leftovers?
You ate out of it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because he always said you might not be here the next day. So that's what we did, and we still do that.
Did you have any favorite foods that you always cooked for Christmas?
No, I cook the same thing every year.
What was that?
Ham, turkey, roast, lamb, chicken, string beans, greens, potato salad, rolls. You know, the regular Christmas dinner.
What about desserts?
Cakes, pies,
And you made it all.
I made it all, but I didn't do it all in no one day. I did my cakes first. Then the next day I did my meats. Then the next day I did my perishable things. So that it was all done for Christmas.
And then was Easter the same thing?
Same thing.
And Easters were also a big holiday.
Yeah, they were big holidays too. All of our holidays were big.
Okay, yeah. The kids had Easter baskets. Did you do the Easter bunny and hiding the eggs and all that?
My husband did that. I dyed them. He decorated them. He got big baskets. He bought hats and he made cowboy hats and they put the stuff in them. Or he had pails, sand buckets. We did all kinds of things, but he was the one who did that.
He sounds creative.
Yeah.
And then were the Easter egg hunts in the backyard?
No, they were in the house.
In the house. Yeah, that's what we do. Just easier.
Yeah.
The weather.
And he had his basket too. Couldn't have an Easter basket without him having one.
He sounds like a big old kid.
Yeah, he was. And he didn't share out of his Easter basket either. Oh, my sister, my baby sister.
Oh, right.
I made an Easter basket for her every year.
Now, let's go back. Let's talk about Rainey. How did she come to live here?
Well, my mother had her. I was 12 or 13. And my mother told me that she had adopted her. And if she wanted me to help to keep her at our house, I had to help take care of her. So every day I got out of school, I ran home to help take care of this little baby. Scared that it was going to be gone, but it was always there. And then my nanny helped take care of her. And one day my aunt told me, I was a big girl, she was a big girl. She said, I'm tired of you telling everybody that's your adopted sister. She said, that's your real sister. And I was really shocked. My mother had me doing all that. And here she wasn't going to go nowhere. And I loved her just like she was my own sister. But my sister to the day think I'm her mother.
So when you got married and moved into your own house, she moved in with you?
She was always with us. Every house we moved to, she was with us.
So she was more like your daughter than your sister?
Yeah.
And more like a sister to your kids?
Yes. They didn't even call her aunt. They called her by her first name. And just here recently, about a couple months ago, she just knew that I was dying, that I would tell her the truth, that I was her mother. And I couldn't lie to her. So I had to tell her I was her sister.
Is that the first time she knew that?
No, but she kept asking me. She said she knew I was young and I had a baby, me and Harvey, and we didn't want people to know it. But she wouldn't mind me telling her the truth.
Why do you think your mom had you help with your sister?
I don't know.
Well, how many children should she, I mean, not that that's an excuse, but how many children did your mom already have?
She had me. She had Rosamond, but Rosamond didn't live with us. She had Joan, Shirley, Josephine, and then Rainey.
So, and a 20-room boarding house.
Yes. And the nannies. But see, she had nannies to help take care of us.
Right, right. So Rainey grew up with your kids, and so you were talking about the Easter basket that Rainey had each year.
Yeah, and then when she got married, I didn't make her no more. And she was highly insulted.
Yeah.
She cried. She couldn't understand.
Miss Wood, I'm 48 years old. I still get an Easter basket every year.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. It's what you believe in.
So I can understand Rainey.
Yeah. She don't get them now, though.
No?
No.
Is she a grandmother?
Oh, yes, she has a granddaughter.
Oh.
She has some grandchildren.
Wow. But that part of her life must have been so important to her. She's holding on to that fact that you're her mother.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I keep telling her the truth. I don't want to lie to her and make her feel better.
I don't think she wants to know the truth.
But she would love for me to lie and say I'm her mother.
Yeah. But you're still very close.
Yes.
Yeah. Does she live in the area?
She lives in Tennessee.
Oh, she's in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Okay.
she flew in. She works for the airline.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So it had been a while since you'd seen her? Or she gets up a good bit?
She comes up.
Because, yeah.
Even before my mom got sick, she was just flying. Even for a couple hours.
Wow.
She would come in for dinner for the Christmas, the holiday meals.
So what else do you want to say today?
I'd love to hear about when you were a young girl.
You want to go all the way back?
I don't remember too much.
Well, let's start when you were born.
You mean after I was born?
Well, actually before you were born.
Oh, before I was born, I didn't know I was living.
Well, what happened to your mom when she went to the hospital to have you?
We stopped breathing. And they sent us down to the morgue. And on the way to the morgue, I moved. And they saw it. So they turned around and ran me back up to the delivery room. And they told her that there's a baby, something's moving in there.
Oh, wait, back up. So you have to start again. She did not know she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Another theme throughout the family, I just remembered. Okay, so go back and start again.
And she knew she was pregnant.
She did know she was pregnant.
But she thought the baby had died, and she died too.
Oh, okay.
And then they found out that we were both living, and they hurried up and got me out. I had yellow jaundice, and we had to both have blood transfusions. And that's all I remember about that.
And then what do you remember about growing up in the boarding house?